standing in Kfar Aza, looking over to Gaza. You can see how close it is. And that's where they're firing rockets from. Now you can see how close Gaza is. And this is the fence where they make a lot of infiltrations, or try to make infiltrations into communities such as Kfar Aza. This community have had a week of peace, or just over a week of peace, and now they're very concerned now. You can see at night they make their way across this open land. But they know that any time there could be rockets or gunfire. This is the home of Naomi in Kfar Aza. Little homes, and this building, and I'm showing you now, was where there was a direct hit of Qassam right next to Naomi's home. And 10 minutes before, Naomi had been sitting in her little porch in the garden of her house, and she went in, and then a rocket fired from behind where we're filming hit the building, and the shrapnel spattered all over the place. And how people are protecting themselves with plywood. The shutters on this window totally damaged. There's still sacks of the remains of the roof of the building. And this place has just been devastated by the Qassam. And it's the 26th of June, 6 months after Operation Cast Lead, and I'm in Kfar Aza with Naomi. And the thing with the Qassam rocket is that when it explodes, shrapnel flies great distances, and that's what causes the most serious injuries. They are only just starting to build shelters, and this is the first thing that's happening here, is that measuring up foundations and starting to look at digging out foundations. But I'm going to ask Naomi to give us a update of what happened in January of this year, which led up to the operation where Israel had to defend herself against the rockets of Hamas, which are just which were fired just less than half a mile from where we're standing. Naomi, thank you again for inviting me back to Kfar Aza.
Thank you for coming and asking questions and interesting.
Naomi, in the UK, we're told that the IDF, Israeli army, went into Gaza in January for no real reason except to cause damage to the people of Gaza, which is only just half a mile away from us.
This is no real cause is a very good thing to say when you want to cover up crimes that the Palestinian Hamas government caused us for so many years. There was a very good reason, not one, 8 years of reasons, 8 years of everyday Qassam rockets, everyday bombs, everyday no normal life, not in Sderot and not in the kibbutzim, the surrounding of the Sderot. People live their life with great fear, and whatever we try to do, when I say we, I'm not speaking about the people, I'm speaking about our governments. Whatever they try to do, to frighten them just by shooting at empty spaces, or nothing helped. And they kept on, and the situation got escalated. How do you say it?
Escalated.
Escalated. it was every day like 10 or 15 Qassam rockets a day. And they started shooting towards Ashkelon, and they started endangering more population. We understood, and our government and the army knew that they had long-range bombs, and then that they will reach not only Sderot and the kibbutzim, but far and far from, and we couldn't take that risk. The thing is, we try to stop this war from going on. Nobody wants to fight, nobody wants war, but there was no one to talk to. And this kibbutz was almost empty because people just took their stuff, and since May last year, since Jimmy was killed, people just left him. Families took their stuff and just left the kibbutz. And this kibbutz is since 1956. And people who started this kibbutz and put their foundation in this kibbutz didn't care about their houses, didn't care about their fields or their crops, or I don't know. Just cared for the safety of their children's life. And left. A week before the war started, you couldn't stay outside, you couldn't go to work, you couldn't do nothing. Last year, the summertime, our children weren't here because it was too dangerous for them. Every morning, buses from our municipality took them outside to Tel Aviv and brought them at the end of the day back home. And they spend the nights here and the afternoons, but inside the house, not outside. Every year, there are 2 months for the children. Their great big vacation, they are waiting for it all year. Last year they weren't here. We felt like we are sending our children like refugees. This is what we felt. We were prisoners in our own homes. I would have to be on 4 o'clock in the afternoon home, waiting for my children, and we stayed home until the next morning, until another bus would take them outside. This last year was very difficult for everybody, not only in kibbutz, in Sderot and the other kibbutzim. People got killed because of in this kibbutz, many damages, and a kibbutz nearby a week after, another worker got killed because of a bomb falling inside of this factory. It was very difficult. A week before the war started, I sat here. This is my break up from the day. Every day I drink my coffee here. I don't smoke at home, so I smoke here, and I sit here and I read my paper. It was Saturday when I sat here, and approximately 5 after noon I went inside. A few moments later, a bomb fell in the building next to me. All the houses here got damaged. I was hysterical. After this fall, 3 other rockets hit our kibbutz and caused damages to another homes. We were very lucky that we were inside, because if we were outside, we wouldn't be able to reach inside. We will surely die, not get hurt, die. It was very frightening. It took me a lot, and it took me a few hours to relax. I screamed and yelled and cried like a baby. It was too close, and all the windows exploded. The house shook, and when I heard another fall, the only thing I remember is that I'm trying to scratch the ground and find shelter underneath the ground. I really think for a few minutes I wasn't myself. It was very, very scary.
But during the operation, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Israel asked for a ceasefire so Israel itself could send humanitarian aid into Gaza. There was a ceasefire then in the afternoon.
There wasn't no ceasefire, not even for 10 minutes, not even for a day. Every day, trucks with drugs and medicines and food went inside Gaza, and there was a decision for a ceasefire every day from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It didn't hold for 10 minutes.
And since the operation ended, have the rockets and the infiltrations ended?
No, every once a week there's something. Last week we had a penetration. A few terrorists tried to penetrate a kibbutz nearby and to put explosive and to kill and probably kidnap some soldier. This